I made a beltless CVT transmission and got tons of comments saying, why aren't the cones gears? If you are into this kind of stuff, you know why. But it's not that intuitive, therefore there's a lot of comments. And also there's a transmission called ratio 0, but I'll get to that. Let's talk about the CVT I made. It's a conical CVT which I believe is the oldest and the simplest type. The one I made differs slightly because it uses a wheel instead of a pulley. As the wheel moves, it changes the ratio, therefore it also changes the speed and the torque output. At first glance, yeah, why not the cones aren't gears? And the wheel can also be a gear, and then it can handle lots of torque, no slippage, and it will last forever. The greatest transmission of all time, right? Well, no. To understand why it doesn't work, we need to understand how gears and ratios work. The logic of gears is very simple. You have two different sizes spinning each other, and that makes them rotate at different speeds. Since power has to stay the same, the torque also changes. If a small gear is spinning a bigger one, it will rotate slower, but it will have more torque. This is what allows cars, drills, and many other home appliances to work. The motor in your washing machine is spinning much faster than the drum itself, but it doesn't have the torque to spin the drum directly. With a gear reduction, the motor can spin 10 times to spin the drum once, but with 10 times more torque. Gears also need to be compatible. You can't just take a gear from your car's transmission and use it to replace a gear on your projects. There are a lot of types and standards, and each standard has almost infinite size options. And when it comes to learning new things, it seems like we have infinite options. But at the same time, it almost feels impossible to find the right one. I love learning new things and improving my existing skills. And with this video's sponsor Brilliant, I can finally do that consistently and effectively. I especially like their scientific thinking course, which I highly recommend if you enjoy watching my videos. With Brilliant, I can turn learning into an habit, and I can keep myself updated on topics I have studied before, like calculus. Honestly, I haven't studied any maths in years, and I'm horrified of how much I forgot. But nothing to worry about. So far, the interactive course has been great, and I can really see the day-by-day improvements. Brilliant helps you become a better thinker and problem solver, with thousands of visual interactive lessons in math, science, programming, data analysis, and AI. Go check out the link in the description or the pinned comment to get yourself a 30-day free trial, and a 20% discount on the annual premium subscription, if you also end up liking it. Returning back to the cone gears, and the problem they have is the size. The cone doesn't have a unified size. It's a cone. One side is smaller and the other one is bigger. To change a gear's size, you basically have two options. One is increasing the number of teeth it has, which is what I do in almost all of my projects. This way, the smaller gear and the big gear are compatible, and the gear ratio is achieved. The second option is changing the size of each tooth. This is called the gear's modulus. This way the number of teeth can stay the same, but the gear gets bigger. For a CVT cone, we have to keep the number of teeth the same, like this. Otherwise, we would need to shift between different sized gears. And that's a regular transmission now, it's not continuous. There is shifting. Well, I guess I kinda have to explain what a CVT really is. It's a continuously variable transmission. Let's look at these graphs of gear ratios for different transmissions. The first one is a CVT. The graph is continuous from start to finish. The ratio changes smoothly. The other one is not, it's discrete. These jumps are gear shifts. This can be a DCT manual or a regular automatic transmission. The point is the ratio is jumping from one number to another. Okay, so if the cone is like this and has different number of teeth, now we need to add a clutch mechanism to disengage the middle gear and shift it to an upper or a lower ring. This is not a CVT anymore. So the number stays the same, but modulus changes. First of all, this is basically a bevel gear now. They are used to change the axis of motion. It's really cool stuff. But for a CVT, they are not useful, because now the middle gear cannot have a unified size. The gear that will fit the middle will not fit the top or the bottom. So all those comments that say, just make the cones gears, it doesn't work. And when the transfer gear is not in the middle, it has to interact with two different gears at two different tooth sizes, which is not possible. Look at the difference, look at how small these gears are, and look at these giant gears. It's not gonna fit. Look at this teeth. Now, the geared CVT that does work, the ratio 0. If you haven't watched it already, a channel I love driving for answers have already made a video about it, with the transmission at hand. And he does a way better job than I can do, so go watch that video. But I want to add something about the ratio 0. I think it is not really a true geared CVT transmission. It's a ratcheted CVT with probably the best efficiency, but it still uses ratchets. And the output power is transmitted between one planet gear to other. So the power transmitted by each planet gear is like a sine wave. and the combination of 3 sine waves should be the output, which I expect is not truly smooth, but I'm not an expert in this. I'm just a guy on YouTube making videos. This video was quite a bit different than my usual style, so did you like it? Should I make videos like this from time to time, or should I just stick with the usual projects? Let me know in the comments, and while you're there, go ahead and subscribe. See you in the next video.